Caroline, what has been your greatest lesson during this period?
For me, I think COVID-19 has been a source of blessing to me as a person and my family. I think it's, from a career perspective, I tend to be more of a perfectionist. Military style. This has to happen this way. After that, this is what happens. The house has to be neat in a particular setting. Small things that will make me tick off, like a cushion is out of place. Kids are playing with toys. They are all over the house. That will actually tick me off and give me something to think about. So now I find myself at home, working from home. I have 3 small kids to take care of, and with kids, of course, comes the disorganization. You've cleared up a space before you're going to another task, toys all over the house, everything is a mess. So I've learned to take it at minute by minute. Those things that do not affect my kids, their health, that will not affect my families, I've learned to let it go. It's okay for the house to look like hurricane passed through the house, as long as the kids are healthy. It's okay for my son to have a shirt like looks like it's come from the cow's mouth. It's okay. It's very okay, as long as they are okay. So I think that's a blessing that I've gotten from Corona. And moving forward, I think I will go with that.
Okay, very well, Caroline. A great lesson. The ability to let go is very, very critical in our lives. And also the realization that perfectionism is really not a virtue. It makes you very, very stressed. So the ability to let go is very important, Caroline, and thank you for the sharing. Jennifer, what is the 1, 2 things that you learned from COVID-19?
Thank you, Joby. I've learned that nothing is permanent. When I can put food on the table, it's a privilege, and I have appreciated God's providence. I've been able to be very close with my family members. This we meet every Sunday in the house, so we can't go anywhere else, and we have taken up that habit of meeting every now and then. I've been very now close and tight to my grandchildren. We are enjoying the fellowship of being together as a family. We have also developed a habit of going to Karura Forest to keep fit, and we have not discovered this until COVID came on board, and we are happy and enjoying this privilege to date. Me and my family are doing that regularly, and we thank God for the time.
Okay, thank you very much, Jennifer. Boarding is the new vocabulary in Jennifer's home. And keeping active is a second vocabulary in her home where they are exercising more than ever before. Remember, we were told that if you want to gain more immunity, what do? You must keep active. Besides eating the right foods, you must keep active. We've seen it take root in Jennifer's home, and that is commendable. Pauline, what are the great lessons for you?
Thank you, Joki. And I can see we are almost the same. I would echo Carol's words, and I would keep on making noise at home. Return the cushion, wash the dishes, do this. And I've learned to be patient. And also, the Stay Home campaign has opened an opportunity. Since we have been at home, I have learned to use the social media platform to market. I started home delivery. I make snacks. And during this time, my children developed an interest, and they helped me in the kitchen. And I'm so excited because I never knew I had chefs in the house. They can now prepare food as I sit and enjoy their meals. What I've learned also, which is a very great lesson, we should always have a plan B in life, and we should not stick to a profession. I'm very sure you have seen on the roads, people in profession doing boot sales of cabbage or whatever. Let us not stick there. Let us move with season, and let us keep our families doing that as we teach our children also to be in business, even as they're in profession. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. A great lesson could be the ability to outskill. Every individual should be able to do more than 1, 3, 4 things, either at the same time or at different times. It is true everywhere on the roadside. You see cars providing what is required in form of food. These are people who are professionals. They've either been laid off or they decided that they need an extra income and they need to do that. Before then, I think it was very difficult to see them selling food on the roadside. Wanja, what has been one very great lesson for you?
Not just one, many. As I mentioned earlier, people with autism or on the spectrum are routine people, and we had to get another routine for us. So every morning around 7:30, we walk like 1 hour or 1.5 hours to replace the time we used to get out. So we walk. From our walk, my son now, I can ask him to go and clear the table. We can take the dishes to the kitchen. We can even try to set the table so we are somewhere. And also we are doing a kitchen garden, so we won't be buying the greens anymore, and he's helping in that. We are even doing it in sacks and plastic containers. Also doing online cooking. Yeah, so I have learned quite a few lessons, and also to appreciate my family more. It's like I had a house, but I didn't know my house very, very well. I'm enjoying my house, and I'm enjoying my family. Actually, everyone at home is very happy. We are having some kind of unity and peace we've never experienced before. So this pandemic for me, as far as family life is concerned, is a blessing.
Oh, thank you very much to hear it from one of us, that COVID has been turned into a great blessing, and especially insofar as the family is concerned. The bonding, the togetherness, the getting to know each other is one of the lessons that we are finding in homes. Madam Susan, from your personal perspective and your professional perspective, what is the great lesson?
Thank you very much. Because of the government guidelines, no social gatherings, keep distance, my profession has been affected, but the great lesson I've learned that I have no choice but to be digital. Now, I'm on online counseling. I can also do Zoom, which I could not do it before. So it's a growth in my profession, and I'm looking forward to reach more when I'm using online counseling. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That is a take home for most people. They've gone online in very many ways, irrespective of age, and that is also something very positive. Now, before we sum up, I would want us to identify one thing that you have learned from COVID-19, which no matter what happens, you're not abandoned, or you run with it for the rest of your life. Is there anything like that, Grace, that you have learned during COVID-19 for the rest of your life? It has become part and parcel of you.
Yes, there is. Thank you so much. One thing that has happened to me, especially in my family, is that when we could no longer come to church, And there is that spiritual hunger that we must feed ourselves on. What we started is we started reading the Bible, a chapter every day in the evening with my family. And we have done that now for the last months that we have been in the house. And I've learned that when we read it together, my children, I stay with my daughter and my niece, they are able to understand the concept of the Bible more, because I thought they knew. And sometimes I ask them questions and they have no clue, especially those who have not done theory in their primary level. So I've learned that that is a very important aspect of our life, and willing to take it for the rest of our life, and for them to take it over even as they move on. In my business, something that I've taken is that the world is, yes, full of uncertainties, but one thing is for sure, that the world will never be out of business. And the examples that most of us have given, that there are people who are selling cabbages, yet they are professionals, seeing that it's a clear sign that the world will never run out of business, and we can do more. Sometimes we have just been focused on one area, but we can focus bigger, do more with our lives, have more and be more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Grace. Anybody else who has something to take into the future? Bye.
Thank you. I think I had ignored the use of technology for a very long time because of my age. But now I'm in it, and I'll continue using it. Before I thought that my phone is only for calls and sending SMS, but now I'm enlightened. Also, listening to the international news. I had ignored that so much, but with the international news, that is how we knew about the COVID-19. So I think I'll continue being a good listener.
Yeah, Susan, anything you want to add on
Yes, yeah. I think there's positive with COVID-19 at a family level. And we have learned that it's good to maintain and work hard to have healthy relationships at home. That is one big we can take positively for COVID. Because east-west, home is the best. So let's maintain healthy relationships in our families, and let us learn to communicate to each other for a healthy living.
Okay, thank you, Susan. Joyce?
Okay, I think family time is very, very important. When you have your family around you, you do things together. Like, for example, if you bond with your kids, in case something happens, they'll never be afraid to come and talk to you. They'll always come and tell you, Mommy, this is happening, Daddy, this is happening. So family bonding is very important. And whatever you do, whatever profession you're in, create time for your family and for your children. They'll never forget the fun you have, whatever you do with them, they'll never forget. And that way, they'll also learn to trust you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Joyce. Another something to share, Caroline?
What I'd want to share for myself, it's okay to have someone as a house manager to take care of your home, to assist you take care of your kids as you're out there as a professional person. But that does not mean you abdicate your duties as a mom. It said, a woman, you're the principal of your home. So yes, go out there, do your professional work, but it's possible to balance between being a career woman and a mom. Because as Madam Joyce has stated, these kids, what they want, of course there is the aspect of you taking care of them and providing, but there's also the aspect of you as a parent, of you as a mom. And what they remember when they grow up is not the money you give them, but the experience you share with these kids. So one experience that COVID has brought home for me and my family is that, yes, I can have someone as a house help do the day-to-day running, but the back falls on me as the mom, as the wife in that house. And that's one thing I pray to God to help me moving forward. Yes, let me be this career woman, but at the end of the day, let me be the mother to my kids, the wife that God intended me to be. Yes.
Okay, very beautiful. Jennifer?
Thank you. I have learned to be a better mother, a better grandmother, to be available for my family, to bring them together, to pray together. And since COVID started, it has worked, and we have experienced the presence of the Lord in my family.
Okay, thank you very much. Pauline, you want to...
Yes, I cannot lack something to say, Njoki, and I will echo Jennifer. Although I've also learned to be a good mother and a good mentor to my children. And in business, I have learned that we should move with season. We should not stick to one thing, and we should have open mind in anything and everything in our lives. That is something that I'm going to move on with, and I'm praying to God to help me. Thank you.
Thank you, Pauline. Wanja?
Learn to slow down and appreciate what I have. Life is a gift. My family is also a gift from God. Those are things I can't replace them. I can't replace life, and I need to appreciate my life and my family. And I hold them just the way God intended me to do, because He has a reason why He gave me that family, and I should be there for them.
Okay, viewers, that was the sharing by the women of St. Joseph of Arimathea. And what I hear the women say is that family was, family is, and family will continue to be the most important aspect of somebody's life. If you don't value your family, if you don't bond with them, if you don't make them part and parcel of your life, you have everything to lose. And that point has come out very, very clearly from our participants. The next thing I've heard our women say is that it has been very easy for the women to use their innate abilities, the God-given abilities in a woman, the ability to empathize, the ability to listen, the ability to be very resilient, and the ability to act swiftly. Those are innate abilities that have really helped the women cope with COVID-19, and they have been able to manage the disease in a very, very great way. You remember I started by saying that men and women deal with crisis differently. And this is a very great example of how the women have used their abilities, their innate abilities to overcome COVID-19. Another important aspect that has come out very clearly is that they have been able to reconnect with themselves and with their Maker. That is by never taking anything for granted. The things we have always taken for granted, that you wake up, you dress and you go to work, is no longer a given. Actually, personally, I told myself that COVID was a great reminder that this world has an owner. And the owner can come and say, stop. The owner can come and say, you won't leave the house. The owner can come and say, nothing is going to happen. It's a very nice way of reconnecting with ourselves and with our Maker, because it is very easy for us to forget that this world was created by God and it was created for a purpose. And if we outlive that purpose, He will remind us that the purpose remains. Those are very great lessons for all of us, and I'm sure they have come out very clearly. And finally, the fact that things will never be the same again. The lessons we have learned from COVID, we are going to take them forward, and we shall do things differently because it is very important that with the kind of new world order, they keep saying that we are doing things differently. It is the new normal. The new normal is to take the lessons forward and we start doing things differently for purposes of being better human beings, for purposes of being better citizens, and for purposes of living the purpose for which we were created. I want to end the discussion by thanking the Vicar of St. Joseph of Arimathea for granting us this great opportunity to use the facility and to be able to speak to people out there through sharing our experiences. I would also want to thank the Mothers Union of St. Joseph of Arimathea for making it possible that a few women can share their experiences for the benefit of the members of the church and the viewers. So thank you very much.